Welcome back to a new episode of Mastering Programming. In today's episode, I'm going to be showing you 10 of the most fun and also useful terminal commands that I came across throughout my experience. Some of these are really fun, some of them are just quirky, some of them are actually very useful. But overall, I'm pretty sure these 10 commands are going to be commands that you can use to impress some of your friends or maybe even just your colleagues at work. They're fun to use and we're gonna jump straight into it. Now we have 10 different commands, and there's actually more, so I'm going to be making more videos, but I've got a list of the commands that we're going to be exploring today, and we go all the way until our 10th or final command. Now again, some of these are super useful, some of them are very fun, and they're just sorted in no specific order, so as we go we're just going to either laugh or learn something. Now the first thing that we're going to be learning is called cowsay, and what this does is, it's better to show you than explain to you. But first we need to actually install the cowsay library. So to do this, you can try always first say app install and then the name of the library that you want, or using brew for example. So I'm going to be using brew. If you don't have brew installed, I recommend definitely installing it, especially if you have a Mac. And all you need to do is say brew install cowsay. It will start looking into the library, and then at some point it will install it for you. Now it might ask you for your password, and it might not. In my case it didn't. And now after you get all of this, we can see here that it installed it for us. We can actually start using it. Now to use it, and make sure your volume is all the way at the top here so you can actually hear what it will say. But all I'll do is I'll say cowsay, and then inside of here I will say a statement. So I can say hello David, and then another quotation marks. And what you'll see is a visual representation of a cow basically, and then saying in a bubble whatever it is that that you typed. So let's go ahead and do this again. We can say cowsay, and inside of here we can say moo my colleague said. And you'll see moo my colleague said. It's just very cool. It's just funny, and I think you can get some laughs from it. So that was actually the first command. It's very funny. It's just very easy thing to do. Remember, this is how you install everything else on terminal using brew, or that's my favorite way of installing things at least. So make sure you look into installing brew at some point, and then you say install and then the library that you want. And we're going to be doing this multiple times actually. Now I'm going to be writing clear just to clear the terminal, and we're going to jump into our second command. Now the second command is a little bit more fun, and it's actually called toilet. So you can tell from the name that we're still not getting into the most useful ones, but they are fun. So let's install it as well, because I don't actually have it installed. So I'm going to type brew install toilet, and same thing is going to happen. It's going to start downloading it for you. Okay, so we can see that it stopped downloading, and don't worry if it takes some time, because this one did for me. It's maybe because of the internet or something. Now all we need to do that one, and this one actually just prints a whole bunch of colorful like ASCII text. All we need to do to use it is first say toilet. After that we're going to say -f mono 12 -f, but this one's capitalized. And then inside of here we can put anything we want. So I'm going to say hello just like this. Oh, I forgot the quotation marks. All right, let's do this again. Hello, like this, and it will take a second, and then it will actually just create it for you like this. And you can actually type anything else that you want. So let's go ahead and write it again. So I'll click on the up arrow once to go to the previous command that we typed, and I'm going to replace this by saying David is happy. And you'll see that straight away it says David is happy. So it's pretty cool. Again, just something really fun, and just for entertainment purposes. If you want to, leave something on your terminal while you're at work, while you go grab a coffee or anything like that, I'm sure it will make someone laugh. So I'm going to type clear just to clear it, and right now we're up to our third command, which is figlet. So let's go ahead and type in first, let's again make sure that we have it installed, and I actually don't think I do, so let's go ahead and also install that. So I'll type brew install figlet, and even the names are just funny. But trust me, it gets more useful as we go. This one's very cool and it downloads really quickly. And again, it's similar to Twitter, it creates some ASCII art, but this one is a little bit different. So I'm going to type in figlet, and then I will say cool text. And when I run it, you can see that it just says cool text, but just without the colors. Now I'm going to clear it, and now we're going to start getting a little bit more useful, even though at the beginning it might not look that useful. But let's go ahead and type it. Now this one's actually already installed, or it should be already installed, and it's actually called yes. So this is our fourth command. So what I'm going to do is I'll say yes, and inside of here I can say I will repeat. And if I click enter, it will continue saying I will repeat, I will repeat. It will continue basically just repeating forever until you stop it. And to stop it, click hold command and C. Oop, okay, that did not work. Not command C. So you can see I created a mess here. I guess this is a good demonstration of how this command runs, because you can see that it fully stopped doing everything. So again, let's type in clear again. There we go, and I think it actually lagged. So what I'll do is let's go ahead and close this command terminal and close this terminal. Okay, and we're back. So if you do go ahead and type the S command, it will continue to repeat whatever it is that the string that you entered. And to stop it, again, it's not command C, it's control C. Otherwise you'll find yourself in trouble, just like I did with everything just being continuously printed until I figured out which one to use. Now the fifth command that I'm going to show you, and this one is actually useful, it's the rev command. And what this does is that it actually reverses whatever string you enter. And to use it, it's a little bit different. We don't put rev and then the string, we do it in a different way. So for example, let's say the word hello, we want to reverse that. What we can do is echo, and let me actually show you what echo does first. So if I say echo and then hello, all it will do is it will basically print hello. Well, rev does the exact same thing, but let's say echo hello, and then after that you give it an instruction. So basically you place a line and then you say rev for reverse, and if I click enter, it reverses the string for me. And this works on sentences as well. So we can put something like echo hello, I am David, and then I'll say rev, and you can see that it says hello, I am David, just reversed. Now we're up to the sixth command, which I actually think is very useful and it's also very cool. So let's go ahead and clear this one. And again, you don't need to install anything for that one, and all you need to do is simply type in cal, and it will basically just display a quick calendar for you, showing you the month and the year, and then also highlighting the date where you are now. So I'm on Monday, and you can see at the top here it's Monday the 23rd, and you can see it is December 2024. So Merry Christmas everyone, it's almost here. I'm going to clear this. Now the next one that I will show you, again we're back to just some fun and cool stuff. It's the cmatrix, and all this one does is, if you ever just wanted to look like you're a hacker but you're actually not, type in cmatrix. Oop. And I thought I installed this one, but it seems like I didn't, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'll type in brew install cmatrix, and it will install it for us. And then after it installs it, I'll show you what it does. So we can simply now type cmatrix, and it will start printing really cool, like hacking random stuff that mean absolutely nothing, but hey, it looks really cool. And if you just like, if I go ahead and increase my screen and like I go for a walk or something while at work, I'm sure I might get fired, but it looks cool. It looks like you're actually hacking something. I enjoy it, and it's a really cool screensaver at some point. Now again, to stop it, just Control C, and it's all done. Let's go ahead and clear this. Okay, so we are actually up to locap, but for some reason locap was just not working for me. I couldn't get it to work anymore. This is a new Mac, that's why everything is not already installed, so maybe I'm forgetting something, so I'm gonna skip over it, but I'm gonna give you something else at the end, I promise. For now, let's go ahead and skip to our ninth command, which is fortune. And this one is actually one of my favorite ones because it's actually useful and it's entertaining at the same time. So first, let's make sure we install it. So I'm going to say brew install fortune, and after it installs it, it actually gives us really cool features that we can use basically. Now all we need to do is simply type in fortune, which seems like it was not simple, and what it will do is it will basically print you a random fortune of the day. So this, or a quote. So this one, for example, says, "It is not that polar coordinates are complicated, it is simply that Cartesian's coordinates are simpler than they have right to be." Some of them are not that good. Let's go ahead. So this one is, "You know you're in a small town when you don't use turn signals because everybody knows where you're going. You're born on June 13th and your family receives gifts from the local merchants because you're the first baby of the year. Everyone knows whose credit is good and whose wife isn't. You speak to each dog you pass by name and he wags his tail. You dial the wrong number and talk for 15 minutes anyway. You write a check on the wrong bank and it covers you anyway." Yeah, so not always the craziest stuff, but can be useful and just something cool to do anyways. Now, the 10th one, which is actually our 9th one because we skipped the 8th, but this one is actually very useful in my opinion, and let's first install it. So I'm going to say brew install ncdu, and as soon as I show you this, you'll realize straight away why this one is actually useful. Now all I'm going to do is type in ncdu and click allow and allow for access. Now this doesn't go anywhere like outside, it just happens on your computer, and I'll click allow. Okay, so as soon as this command finishes, and I'm just gonna expand because I think it's important to see the full picture here, but what it does actually didn't make a difference, so I'm gonna go back. But what it does is it creates a visual representation of your disk basically and where everything is. So you can see I've got nothing in the trash. You can see that I've got 30 gigabytes in pictures and 30 gigabytes in the library, 3.2 gigabytes in desktop. It's very important. It's a very good tool, and you can actually use the keys to go ahead and jump into different folders and then actually delete things. So I'm not going to do that because it's too dangerous, but you can use it, and it also gives you a summary here of all the things. So I've got 275,000 items on my computer, 79 gigabytes in size, but the total disk usage is 75. So you actually get to see a lot, and I know it can be scary at the beginning because you don't know what to do, but again, as soon as I click Control C, everything goes back to normal and there is nothing basically to worry about. But again, I think it's very important. I think it's very useful. So there you go. Now I'm gonna clear it, and because I did promise to have a replacement for the 9th command, what I will show you is also another great tool. So I'm going to say brew install tldr, and this one is actually useful. It's actually where I get all these like command tips from it, and I think you'll find it useful as well. Now because there will be a lot that will be printed, I'll clear this, and all I'll do is tldr ls, and what it will do is it will actually create a very concise documentation for a whole bunch of terminal commands that we can use. So you can see here list files with a trailing symbol, ls-f list, or whatever it is. It will list all the different commands that you can use for a particular command. So let's say for example tldr and mv, which is a command. It will show you all the commands that you can use, a documentation basically for that command. Now let's maybe mix that with something that we did before. So let's see if this will work, but I'll say tldr rev, which is the one that we used before, and if I click on enter, it will show you that you can reverse text type into terminal, reverse the text string hello, reverse an entire file and print to std out. So you can actually give it the path of a file and it will reverse everything inside the file. So it's pretty cool. But these were my basically 10 favorite new terminal commands that I learned, and this one specifically is really good to learn everything to do with any other command that you're using. It's great. The disk usage was amazing. Some other stuff was just funny, like the figlet one and the toilet, and even the cowsay one, the first one we learned. So if you enjoyed and learned anything from this video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe maybe, or even a comment to let me know how I can do better next time. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next episode.